Good afternoon, Mr. Ledwaba.
Good afternoon, ICJ and commissioners.
Are you well?
I'm well.
Are you comfortable?
Yes, I think I'm comfortable, yes.
All right, let's go then. You hold 4 degrees, AB Proc and LLB, and 2 master's degrees.
Yes, that's correct.
Obtained variously from University of Limpopo. Is that TEFLOP?
Yes, that's definitely.
All right. I find it misleading to refer to our old universities with these new names.
Well,
And University of Pretoria and UNISA.
yes.
Okay. What were your masters on?
There are 2 masters there. I don't know which one you're talking about. The one was on labor law, UNISA one, and the other one was on constitutional law.
The one from UP?
From the University of Pretoria, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You started out as a teacher.
A private teacher, yes.
But that was a very brief spell.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
And you went to the magistrate's court.
Yeah.
Started out as a clerk, an ordinary clerk.
Yeah, just original clerk, yeah.
Became, or in both civil and criminal courts.
Yes.
And then you became an interpreter.
Interpreter as well, yes.
Was that on promotion? How did that come about?
Well, they look at your performance and they decide that you come to a section, yes. Yeah.
And then you became a prosecutor.
Well, that was an appointed prosecutor. That's why I attached the section there, because then at that point you could just be appointed by the presiding officer, but it's not a prosecutor that has degree.
Yeah, but you were still doing the work.
Yes, I'm still doing the work, yes.
For how long did you do that?
Well, they will appoint you, you'll decide maybe today, tomorrow.
It was an ad hoc arrangement?
Ad hoc, yes.
All right.
That was happening during the time when the prosecutors were on holidays, they were writing exams. Then
All
they
right.
just decide, yes.
Okay, then you decided to become an attorney and did your articles of clerkship.
Yes.
In 1989.
1989, yes.
And when you finished those, you joined the Lawyers for Human Rights.
Yes.
As a legal officer.
As a legal officer and placement officer as well.
All right. Yeah. How long did you remain there?
I think it was 1990. I think it was 2 years. It was 1991, 1993 somewhere. Yeah, it was a very short stint.
Yeah, but by the time you left, you were a deputy director of litigation. You must have worked very hard.
Yeah, worked very hard then, yeah.
Okay. Then you joined Mohima Ledwaba Incorporated as a director.
Yeah, we actually formed that firm. We formed founder members.
Yes. In 1994.
1994, yes, yeah.
Until 2006?
Yes, 2006 when I left and then I went to the bar.
All right.
Yeah.
What kind of work did the practice do? The attorney's practice?
It's general practice, but mostly criminal.
Okay.
Yes.
So you joined the Pretoria Bar?
Yes, then I joined the Pretoria Bar.
And you also hold chambers in Polokwane?
Well, I started in Pretoria, and then Polokwane I just went there, I think 3 years back, and then when we formed another group there, and then I went to Polokwane.
All right.
When we formed G20 group.
Okay. And you've also, at the same time you joined the bar, you started working part-time as a CCMA commissioner?
Yes, at the same time, yeah.
But not any longer, I see.
Sorry?
You stopped in 2014? You left?
I left it, yes.
2014.
Yes, 2008 to 2014, I think that's what I left.
Okay. How long have you been an advocate then? Since 2008? Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, up to now, I think, I'm not sure, 16, 17 years or so.
Yeah.
I haven't counted them, yeah.
All right. And do you have any areas of specialty, or you just run a general practice?
Yeah, well, do general. It's not specific.
Okay.
It's not specific that I'm doing. Yeah.
When did you start acting as a judge?
2019,
And how long, what is the total period?
65 weeks.
65 weeks.
Yes,
And you've written judgments, of course.
yes.
How many?
I didn't tally, I didn't count them. How many are they?
But there are more than 10.
Yeah, they are more than 10. Yeah.
Okay. Have any of them been reported?
Well, I said on Safely, but I discovered that Safely is not the reported platform, so I don't think there's anyone other than that are listed on Safely. Yeah.
Have you been taken on appeal?
Yeah, I've been taken on appeal.
How many times?
I think 3 or 4 times. I don't, but I listed the judgments there.
Oh, I want to hear from you.
Sorry?
I want to hear from you.
From me? Yeah, I think it could be 3 or 4.
And what was the result of those challenges? Were you
Well,
overturned?
the SC agreed with me.
All right, that's always heartening, encouraging. You don't have any. When was your last acting stint? In December 2022, last year.
Yeah, October, December last year.
And it lasted for 8 weeks, I see.
Yes.
You don't have any reserve judgments outstanding from that stint?
No, I don't. No.
All right. Let's see. No, I'll leave the rest of the issues I may have to JP Mlambo. Sorry. I'm sorry, JP Mlambo. I'll leave the rest of the questions to the head of the court to which you are applying, Judge Semenya. Yes, I know who you are. That's what I just said.
Good afternoon, Acting Judge President.
Sit down. Okay. You have made yourself available for Thohoyandou High Court Local Division.
Yes.
And you are aware that there is no woman judge there. There are it is a seat of 3 judges, and there are no women judges.
I'm aware of that, yes.
And also, Limpopo as a whole, there are 9 judges there, but 2 of them are women.
I'm aware of that, yes.
Which means I'm including myself as well,
yes.
When I say 2 years.
Yes.
And Saji has just completed training aspirant women judges.
Yeah.
I was not one of the mentors, but some judges there at the division were mentoring 2 of them. And on the comments that they wrote to the Saji, they said with one of them, in fact, they recommended the 2 of them. But the comments were, she is not ready for acting. She's actually ready for appointment as a judge. Those are the comments that were made by the judges who were mentoring the 2 who were with us. And also, should you be appointed to this position, it means that there won't be another position where we can fit in another women judge, because you are likely to be there for about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. I look at your age and I see that you can still work for about, until you reach 70, it will be 8 years. If you push up to 75, then it means for that period, we won't be able to appoint a women judge in the local division at Thohoyandou. Do you think that should you be appointed, we will be sending a correct message out there that we are serious about transformation?
Well, let me put it in this way. I am here to sell my candidature on the basis of the Constitution. And the Constitution says you must be properly qualified and be fit and proper. That's why I'm here. But what the Commission does is up to them. But I'm here to sell my candidature.
Okay, thank you. You have acted there at Thohoyandou, and you did only civil work. But I take it that you are aware of what is happening at Thohoyandou. we have been named as one of the worst performing courts. And it is mainly because of the backlog that we are having with criminal matters. I was there the whole of the last term last year, and I realized that many of the cases are postponed for 30 times without even a plea. I know that you are not a party to that. It is not because of yourself that we are in this situation, but I just want to give you an idea of what is happening there, and that the type of a judge that would need to assist us with that criminal backlog. Cases are postponed. The roll collapses on Monday. Cases are postponed for 30, 40 times without the trial even starting. Witnesses are lost in between because some of them will come to court until they say they don't want to go there anymore because they go there merely for postponements. So we require a judge who will put his or her foot down to see to it that everybody is ready for trial, so that trial can commence and we won't have this backlog that you are having. I see that you have indicated in your questionnaire that you are doing criminal cases. Do you believe that you will be of assistance as far as this backlog is concerned?
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe I'll be assistance, yes.
Thank you. I've got no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, DJP. Just to follow up on portion of your engagement with the DJP. In response to her question whether your appointment would advance the transformation imperative in that division, you invoked the Constitution and said you are a fit and proper judge. I just wanted to remind you of subsection 2 of 174 of the Constitution, which enjoins the body that conducts this process to reflect, to make sure that the result is a judiciary that reflects broadly the racial and gender composition of the country. So it's not enough to be just, the JSC does not just look at whether a candidate is fit and proper. There is more that should be considered. I was just reminding, I'm sure you know this, I was just reminding you.
I'm aware of that, but that section 174, it talks about nationally. I thought she was talking at provincial level.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
DCJ, can I also maybe assist this candidate to answer this question? Are you familiar with the recently published criteria by which we appoint judges?
No, they were sent to me. They were sent to us, but I can't remember them off right now. But I don't know how they relate to the Constitution itself.
All right. Thank you, DCJ. I'll wait my turn. I thought I was going to help, but I don't think I can. All right. Yes. So clause 24 of the guidelines says that in evaluating a candidate's professional experience and potential, the JSC may take into consideration that opportunities for advancement in the profession for black persons and women were limited by institutional, historical, systemic, and other barriers. The reality of race-based and gender-based bias which hinder worthy candidates from obtaining experience and competency in certain areas of practice should not result in candidates being unfairly disqualified. And then here is the point I want to comment. It says, where a candidate who will not enhance, which is you, the racial or gender representativity is better qualified in an important respect, the JSC should give due consideration to that fact in weighing all relevant factors. These may include the overall needs of the judiciary, the performance and the needs of the relevant court, discrimination that still pervades the legal practice, and the extent to which the candidate may have been historically prejudiced. So it seems that the mere fact that you are a man is not an automatic disqualifier, but we have to take into account other features that could compensate for the fact that your appointment will block transformation. The real question is, what are those features?
Yes, okay. I agree with you. I agree with you, but in my case, I think given my track record from the time when I was an attorney and when I was acting and the judgment that I wrote, I think those will be taken into account. It should serve in my favor.
Yes. But I mean, we interview attorneys all the time. We interview people who've acted all the time. So there has to be something exceptional that would then compensate for the fact that you will be a stumbling block to transformation. So are there any of those features that in your application are compelling enough?
Well, other than to say that my experience, my participation, and my judgments, I don't think I can take it any further than that. I'll say that I'm given where I am and what I gave to you to consider me, I think it makes me to be favorable to be appointed. That's what I can take.
Thank you, Commissioner. Advocate Singh, first, before you ask the question, let me just take this opportunity to greet you and welcome you. I forgot to do that earlier.
Thanks, DCAG. We greeted twice today.
Well, not in this room.
Not in this room. Thank you. Advocate Ledwaba, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Let me assist you with what the acting JP asked and what Commissioner asked you now. The acting JP was telling you about the criminal law issues, matters in Thohoyandou.
Yes.
In your application, I see you do mention that you got, in your spread of litigation, that you do 20% criminal work.
Yes.
And then if you go to page 19, no, sorry, what page is that? Let me just see. Page 22. Page 22. Then the question is, did you sit in both civil and criminal courts? And you said yes. And then you said, give details. You said in criminal courts, I did appeals, petitions, automatic reviews, as well as criminal trials. Yes. I think the commissioner trying to elicit from you, what is it exactly it is that makes you a proper candidate for the post, bearing transformation in mind? You have to show what is it that you can bring to the fore. And the issues raised was criminal court matters. And I have another question on traditional leadership matters. So perhaps before we go to traditional leadership matters, tell us what is your expertise with criminal cases?
Well, criminal cases, that's where I started. As an interpreter, I did interpreting at that level as an interpreter. And as an attorney at that time, most of what we were doing, starting from being a candidate attorney, was criminal. So there was a gap when I was an advocate where I did not do much of criminal trials because I didn't get work there. But after that, as an acting, I did a lot of appeals criminals. And now in October last year, I was specifically put in a criminal section where I was doing criminal trials. So that's where I guess I'll say I did most of criminal works.
Okay, thank you. And then my second question is, and I'm going to refer back to the new guidelines for the JSC. At point number 13, it says local knowledge and expertise should be valued, but it should not be a disqualifying factor if the candidate does not come from that region. I know you practice in Limpopo. With regard to traditional leadership, what is your experience not only as a practitioner, but also as an acting judge?
Yes. Well, as a practitioner, I did a lot of work in respect of traditional leadership, and as a judge as well. I've never delivered a judgment that deals with traditional leadership, but I did it as an advocate. But as I said, I don't remember delivering a judgment that deals with traditional leadership. No.
Thank you, Advocate Ledwaba. Thank you, DCJ. That's all for me.
Thank you, Advocate. DM?
Good afternoon, Mr. Ledwaba, or Advocate Ledwaba. Mine question is about minimum sentences. And I want to know your view on minimum sentences set by Parliament in legislation. What is the rule? What does the law say about minimum sentences in terms of when you can deviate from them? And what do you think of minimum sentences for Parliament setting minimum sentences? And then lastly, do you think it's appropriate that a person convicted of rape of a child should not get a custodial sentence?
Okay. The minimum sentence is ordained in terms of the Act. Section 51(1), it tells you when a person has committed a criminal offense of rape or murder under certain circumstances, must go straight to life imprisonment. And in 51(2), it talks about, set about minimum sentence in terms of ages, in terms of whether it was first offender, second offender, and stuff like that. Then 51(3), it talks about deviations, and it says you can deviate from ordained minimum sentence if there are substantial and compelling circumstances. And what I think about the rape cases, I think they fall under schedule that compels a judge, if there are no substantial compelling circumstances, to give life imprisonment.
Do you regard as substantial and compelling circumstances not to give the minimum sentence in a rape matter, rape of a child?
Well, they're not defined. I mean, the law says that it's not, whether this is substantial compelling circumstance, they're not defined. They differ from case.
What would you regard? I mean, so if it's, say, for example, the child was raped by somebody in the family, and it's not so bad because they knew the person.
No.
Would you regard that as substantial and compelling?
No, it won't be substantial compelling. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. No, thanks. I asked the question because I think there have been judgments from the Limpopo High Court regarding sentences where some strange reasons have been given for deviating. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. Commissioner Nyambi.
Thanks, DCJ. Afternoon, Advocate Ledwaba.
Afternoon, Commissioner.
As we are here last year, April,
Yes.
I'm affording you an opportunity now to share with the Commission something significant besides the acting stint that has happened that this time around we have to seriously consider in your favor. We have the records, we still remember what happened last time, but anything that we think we have to this time around seriously consider that were not considered then, or that must have happened in your life as Advocate Ledwaba?
Is Commissioner talking about, apart from the fact that in October to December was paid specifically in criminal case?
Yeah, besides the acting stint, anything?
Anything else? Well, I'm an advocate. I've been practicing as an advocate, and I was doing a lot of work. I was doing a lot of work. As we speak now, we have cases that's come from the province that has been taken to the appeal court on traditional leadership. So I've been doing that as an ongoing, but I've been doing work as an advocate on ongoing basis. So that improved my ability to act.
I thought when you're responding to the DJP about the issue of the gender composition of that division, you said you are here to market yourself. So I was affording that opportunity, but...
Okay, all right, I missed it. Okay. At the bar, we given people every year. And ever since I joined the Limpopo there, I've been given 3 people. 2 of them are females. So in that regard, I've contributed to the transformation as far as women are concerned.
Thanks, Advocate. Thank you, TCJ.
Thank you, Commissioner Nyambi. Are there any further questions for this candidate, colleagues? JP Mlambo.
Thank you very much, DCJ. Good afternoon, Advocate Ledwaba.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
I just want to say, I don't have a question for you, but just to say congratulations on the judgment you wrote in Marathon.
Oh, that one, yes. That one, yeah. That one I should have mentioned when it say, is the end conclusion that I did, because I wrote a judgment that went to the SCA and also went to the Constitutional Court, which you penned as the judge. I was happy with what you agreed with me.
You were confirmed by both the SCA and the CC.
Yes, yes.
President Mulemelo.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Ledwaba.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
I just want to canvass what has already been canvassed with you in relation to the demographics and the composition of the bench in Limpopo, the provisions of the JSC criteria, and the provisions of the Constitution. That in light of all of that and the information that the composition of that bench at the moment does not match the demographics, and that if this position is filled at this stage, there'll be a long time before another vacancy arises. Would you feel terribly discriminated against if the position was not to be filled at this stage, to enable a next round of interviews where perhaps competent women could be appointed in that position?
But maybe let me put it this way. That division has got two courts. It's got the Thohoyandou and the Polokwane. There's still a position in Polokwane where a woman can be placed there. And my understanding is that the JP there can take a judge from one division, from one town to another. Yes, I'll feel aggrieved if I've met qualifications, if I've met criteria, if in terms of the criteria that has been set down by the commission itself, it comes to a point of saying, we're not going to appoint you simply because you are a man. Well, I won't feel good.
Would that not be ameliorated by the fact that perhaps the community in that area would be pleased if they were to see gender parity on the bench?
Well, as I say, there's one position that's still outstanding where a woman can be placed there. So it's not a loss. If I'm appointed now, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be another appointment for a woman. Because in Polokwane, as I say, there's still a vacant post there.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwaba. Thank you, DCJ.
Thank you.
Any further questions, commissioners, on the virtual platform? No.
I did have a question, DCJ.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I was trying to reserve my position. Advocate Ledwaba, I wanted to ask you about just 2 points, just to make sure that I'm clear. Are you not the advocate that there has a pending complaint before the LPC?
Yes, I'm the one. I brought that complaint to the attention of the commissioners.
Yes, and that's about duplicating invoices.
Yeah, that's their version. They say duplicated invoices, and what they did. When we discussed that bill, we agreed that what they say is duplicated must be removed, and that was removed.
What's the status now of that complaint?
Well, where we are now, the complainant SLED is filed the complaint. I responded, and then she replied. And then when I responded, I said to the council, I say, this is a dispute about fees. My request is that, as the body, please arbitrate and tell us what is the figure, because we differ on the figures. Whatever figure you decide on, I'll accept it. And then that will be the end of the matter.
I understand. I don't want to know the details. You will answer before the LPC.
Yeah.
What is important for us is to know whether that complaint has been resolved or it is pending.
No, I left at the point where we made our submissions and they say they were going to take it to investigating committee. I haven't heard anything from them. But the last letter that they wrote to me, they said it's not going to be necessary. I think I touched on the document. It's not necessary. They're not going to call us. They will make a decision.
All right. But no, I'm still not sure. Is the complaint pending or closed?
No, I don't know what my understanding of the process is that they receive submission from the parties.
Yes.
They give it to the investigating committee.
Yes.
The committee decides whether it's a valid complaint or not.
Yes.
But as I say, my submission was that this is a few disputes because we differ on figure. Actually, I accepted their figures. It's just that then something happened and then they did not accept the figure. I said, if they look at the statement of account and they find that they arrive at a figure,
yes.
In order to get this matter to the end, I will accept the figure. And that's why I left it there.
But you're still not answering my question, I'm afraid. Is the complaint closed or is it still pending?
It's still pending.
All right.
Yes.
Look, there's no point in asking my next question, TCJ. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We've reached the end of your interview, Mr. Ledwaba. Thank you for coming. You're excused.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Commissioners.